Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Service Dog channel. Just so you know, not a lawyer, professional dog trainer, or disability representative. Everything I share with you comes from my personal experience and research I do on the internet. Invisible disabilities are sometimes called hidden disabilities, and they are disabilities that are not obvious to others. They can result from illnesses, accidents, traumatic events, or genetic conditions. Some of the most common invisible disabilities are asthma, allergies, autism, chronic fatigue syndrome, Crohn's disease, chronic pain, depression, diabetes, epilepsy, fibromyalgia, lupus, Lyme disease, multiple sclerosis, migraines, narcolepsy, mental disorders, PTSD, and traumatic brain injury. Invisible disabilities can have a huge impact on a person's daily life, causing challenges and limitations. These disabilities can range from chronic pain and mental health disorders to neurological conditions and sensory impairments. While these disabilities may not be visible, their effects are real, and people who suffer from these disabilities can benefit greatly from the help of service dogs. Let's talk about some specific invisible disabilities. Conditions like arthritis, fibromyalgia, and chronic fatigue syndrome can cause constant pain that can interfere with a person's daily activities. When you see a person drop their billfold in the grocery store, you may not be able to see the pain they suffer when they stoop over to pick it up. That's why these disabilities are hugely invisible. Mental health disorders like depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, can have a profound impact on a person's emotional well-being and ability to function. You can't see the feelings of fear, angst, nervousness, and momentary flashbacks people are experiencing while waiting in a doctor's office, walking down the street, or alone at home at night. These are invisible disabilities. There are invisible neurological conditions such as autism spectrum disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and Parkinson's disease that can affect cognitive, motor, and sensory functions. Have you ever made friends with a person only to later discover that they have one of these conditions? Their disabilities usually cannot be immediately spotted when you see them getting in or out of their car at the local Walmart. These people might need assistance being grounded back into reality, calming down, or picking up dropped objects. Sensory impairments like hearing loss and decreased vision can present significant challenges in navigating the world. It's rare for people who are blind to see nothing but darkness. Most of them have light and dark perception and the ability to see shadows. It's easier to spot a person with a visual impairment than it is to spot a deaf person. In September of 2017, Oklahoma City police unalived a deaf person who did not obey their orders. They didn't realize he was deaf. Service dogs are specially trained animals that help individuals with disabilities. They perform work that helps their handlers to live more independently and confidently. For people with invisible disabilities, service dogs can offer a range of benefits. Let's talk about some of the things service dogs can do to assist with invisible disabilities. First, they can retrieve items such as medication, bottled water, glasses, or dropped objects for people who either can't do it for themselves or experience pain doing such things. Service dogs can be trained to retrieve medication at specific times when their handler forgets. Service dogs can open and close doors, drawers, or cabinets. They can also offer balance and support for individuals with balance issues. Preferably, the minimum weight of such a service dog should be 50 pounds or 30% of the handler's body weight, whichever weight is the heavier one. But you can't use a 50-pound Chihuahua, an obese small breed dog. The dog should be at least 23 to 27 inches tall. Service dogs can be trained to assist persons with mental disorders by doing things like interrupting anxiety attacks, panic episodes, or self-harm. Although it's not a qualifying task, they can also facilitate social interactions and reduce feelings of being stigmatized. Independence and safety can be improved with the help of a service dog. They can act as guides, helping to navigate people around danger or prevent them from running into traffic in a panic. Service dogs can assist with tasks like boarding public transportation, getting in and out of vehicles, going up and down stairs, or getting up off the ground. They can detect changes in blood sugar levels, alerting their handlers to high or low blood sugar. They can be trained to predict and interrupt seizures, giving their handlers time to prepare or seek assistance. They can alert their handlers to sounds such as doorbells, alarms, or approaching people. Can you look at anyone in the grocery store and tell if they have diabetes, epilepsy, or hearing loss? No, because these are invisible disabilities. There are many far-reaching benefits of service dog partnerships. They can significantly improve the quality of life for individuals with invisible disabilities by performing tasks that would otherwise be difficult or impossible. This allows people to live more independently. While service dog partnerships can be incredibly rewarding for people with invisible disabilities, there are also many challenges to be aware of. Not only do the handlers have to consider that training a service dog requires significant time, effort, and financial investment, but they also incur expenses for veterinary care and essential supplies like dog food, flea and tick preventative, and gear like leashes, collars, and other necessary tools. It's a well-known fact that people with disabilities, on average, have smaller incomes than those who don't. The cost of acquiring and maintaining a service dog can be substantial, and not all individuals may have the resources to afford the expenses associated with having a service dog. Also, keep in mind that not all public places are accessible to service dogs. It's important to advocate for accessibility and challenge discriminatory practices. There are very few places a service dog can be barred from entering, so handlers must educate themselves on their rights and keep up to date with changes in the ADA guidelines. Oh, and by the way, subscribing to this channel is a great way to stay up to date with the latest changes and news for the service dog community. Another challenge to using a service dog for invisible disabilities is that service dogs often become deeply bonded with their handlers, and losing a service dog can be emotionally difficult. If you're already suffering from depression, you may not want to expose yourself to this experience. Now let's consider the stigma associated with persons who suffer from invisible disabilities and use service dogs. People with invisible disabilities who use service dogs often face significant discrimination. This discrimination can manifest in various ways. Many people are unaware of invisible disabilities and may not understand the role of service dogs. This can lead to misconceptions and assumptions about the dog's purpose or the individual's condition. Countless times, people have assumed that because I had a service dog with me and I did not look disabled, I was training the service dog for someone else. I would hear things like, "I really admire you for training the service dog for a disabled person." Another facet of discrimination can be people who doubt the legitimacy of a person's disability or the need for a service dog. This can be particularly hurtful and isolating. People may ask inappropriate or intrusive questions about the individual's disability or the dog's training. This can be invasive and embarrassing. Businesses or public places may deny service to individuals with service dogs, citing policies or lack of understanding. It's our job to educate them in a positive manner. Educating everyone from children to adults will help, but we can't get everyone educated unless you share this information. In some cases, individuals with service dogs may face harassment or discrimination, including verbal abuse, physical threats, or even violence. On my very first official outing with a service dog, I had a guy in a convenience store start yelling at me and my dog that there is no such thing as a service dog. He wouldn't let up. I was so shocked I didn't know what to do. I didn't look at him or respond to him, and when he finally left, the cashier started apologizing profusely to me. Wow. That was a moment when I asked myself, can I really handle this? There are a few things we can do to prevent discrimination against individuals with invisible disabilities and their service dogs. One is to educate yourself. Learn about invisible disabilities, like you're doing right now, and the role of service dogs. This will help you to understand the challenges faced by people with these conditions and the importance of their service dogs. Also, share your knowledge with other people. Challenge misconceptions. If you hear someone making a negative comment about invisible disabilities or service dogs, politely challenge their assumptions. Be respectful when interacting with individuals with service dogs and avoid asking intrusive questions. One way to be respectful is to refrain from talking to or petting any service animals. Don't even ask to pet them because many times the handler will feel pressured into letting you pet their service dog, but your actions are distracting the dog from its work. Just like people can have invisible disabilities, service dogs can have invisible work. You can't see the dog monitoring a person for an imminent seizure, imbalance in their blood sugar levels, or tension building up towards a panic attack, but when you talk to it or pet it, you interfere with this invisible work they are doing, and the handler could experience a serious medical episode. Another way you can prevent discrimination against service dog handlers with invisible disabilities is to advocate for policies that ensure equal access for individuals with disabilities. Help to raise awareness about invisible disabilities and the role of service dogs through social media posts by sharing videos like this, or attending community events or other platforms. Maybe when it's your turn to give a safety briefing, you can teach your coworkers about some of my video topics. And finally, stand up for others. If you witness someone being discriminated against or harassed, speak up and offer your support. You can also file a complaint on the ADA website, even if it didn't happen to you, but you witnessed it. There is a video on my channel that will walk you through the process. By taking these steps, we can help to create a more inclusive and understanding society for people with invisible disabilities and their service dogs. While invisible disabilities can present significant challenges, with the help of a well-trained service dog, people can overcome these obstacles and live more fulfilling lives. Service dogs offer independence and physical assistance. While there are challenges and considerations to be made aware of, the benefits of service dog partnerships can be truly transformative. Service dog handlers are already struggling with their disabilities, thus requiring the use of a service dog, and when they go out into the world and encounter an educated public, it helps them to more easily navigate a world full of obstacles. These videos are intended to bring awareness to everyone, thereby improving the lives of those who both encounter and use service dogs. The more we share this information, the better we will all get along with each other. That's because we'll understand the rights and expectations of service dogs and their handlers. If you know anyone else that could benefit from this type of information on the Service Dog channel, please share this channel with them. These people could be business owners, medical professionals, transportation providers, service dog handlers, dog trainers, and, well, just everyone. Please browse my other videos if you'd like to, and if you find them to be beneficial, you may consider clicking on the subscribe button and the notification bell. Like, share, and subscribe.